if there's 20 areas that you're trying to focus on, it's really hard, isn't it? Yeah? And in fact, that's just a recipe for striving. So I want to give you a quick challenge. In the back of your workbook, we're aiming for 5. It's the principle of overflow. And it works like this. If you choose to focus on one, somebody shout out one area that they want to work on this year. Shout it out.
What?
Finances?
What?
Work? Shout it out. A couple more. Marriage?
Social and community relationships.
Social community relationships?
College.
College? Cool. So that's kind of like the study part. Cool.
Meditation.
What's that?
Meditation.
Meditation. Awesome. Very good. Family. Good. So a lot of variety there, right? Okay. So if we took meditation or family, for example, right? And we worked on meditation, and here, this area over here, and you raise that. Do you mind if I ask you to be vulnerable? Would you mind sharing your score right now?
I just get the score, but it is 5, but I could say 2 or 3.
It could actually be 2 or 3, right? So if you raise that to a 5, 6, 7, how would that feel to you?
Yep, it should be good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you're like 5, 6, 7, what kind of actions would you have to take in order to make it a 5, 6, 7?
I don't know.
That's all right. That's okay. You don't have to know right now, by the way. This is a place of just being as well, right? But let's just give you some ideas. Potentially, maybe in the morning you get up and you know, depending on what your priorities are, you could do some meditation, do some quiet time, maybe some breathing, some journaling, prayer, whatever fits. And do you think that would be, you know, some ideas? Yeah. So do you think that if you increased meditation in that category, that would have overflow in some other areas?
Absolutely.
Like what?
If you improve everything, I can be more focused in the way areas that you work on.
Yeah.
To work on. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you hear that? That's amazing. So you could have some more focus and you can improve on some other areas. So I just want to invite you into that idea that overflow can happen. And we don't have to pressure ourselves into thinking that we have to work on all of these amazing, like it's the abundance life wheel. We don't need an abundance of things to work on, right? Am I right? So just focus on a few and allow for overflow to happen and actually expect that overflow will happen. Yeah, is that good? The opposite of abundance is scarcity. And scarcity is like a poison. I want to invite you to this principle of abundance and consider taking more and more and more abundance, and know that, hey, there's lack, there's things that you can't control, there's scarcity that might even come. But if you actually have a large enough vat that you've actually filled with enough spring water, like this river flowing behind me, then you'll be able to actually cope with some of those challenges as well. But some of the ways that we actually increase our abundance are by taking actions, positive actions towards worthwhile goals and dreams, for example. And to focus on what's your priority and what's really important. My parents came up from Canada this last year, and amongst all the other funny things that happened, there was this movie that we watched when we were kids in 1988 with John Candy called The Great Outdoors. Who's watched this one? Okay, right. But there's this one scene, and I knew in my head that it was going to come up because when we were kids, we used to go where my parents had a cabin. We used to go to the garbage dump to watch bears eat garbage. And, come on. It's all, and it was awesome. This is like going to the movies, better than going to the movies. Because we just like go there, and especially the best times were after we fish, and we had a whole bunch of like fish guts, and we'd throw them in, and of course like they'd like come there, and for the most part they're quite tame, and you just like watch them, you take a picture. And in this John Candy scene, he goes there, parks his vehicle, and the bears are rummaging through the garbage, doing exactly what we used to do. And my parents and I were watching this movie, and all of a sudden John Candy throws this candy bar out. Hey, here you go, and then throws a couple on the windshield. And this bear climbs up top of his windshield. And the reaction, I couldn't help laughing. And part of it, I just knew that it would be funny for my parents and their reaction, and it was just hilarious. The funnier part was just like the contagiousness of the energy of that scene, if that makes sense, right? So never underestimate the importance of silly and frivolous things that make you laugh. Hey, we need more laughter, don't we? Tame your limiting self-talks and cognitive distortions. These are the ideas that we have where we've actually distorted what's reality. So we've catastrophized the reality. We say things to ourselves like, yeah, that might have worked for that person, but I don't know how it could work for me. I don't know, I keep on trying and I keep on getting into the same place. I'm just stuck in this place and I'll stay there. These kinds of thoughts are, of course, not going to help us. The limiting thoughts, the negative energy that might come with it. So is this maybe a key for somebody? Yeah, okay, all right. So I want to encourage you to start reframing more with positive words and language. There was a study that was done, and I quote this often, I think it's awesome. There was a study that was done with the University of Cincinnati, and they were trying to prove that the things that we think are things that we've already thought. So 80% or so of things that we think are things that we've already thought. And I heard this from Steve Backlund, actually, Sarah. My pride and joy, Nicole and I just love hanging around with our kids. But one thing that I can tell you about all three of our children is that they help me to see and witness that inner child. And I don't want to miss that. So when they've gone and they've grown, I want to still have that inner child. The inner child is something that allows for us to also not be so critical in life, to see things from a different perspective. And it's really, really positive to maybe get on the floor and just see things the way they might see things, with hope and optimism.